All right, guys, here we go. Time to answer the $1,000,000 question. Can annuities outperform the market in retirement? Now, this is where things get really interesting. We always hear that investing beats annuities over the long run. But guys, is that still true in retirement?
I'm going to let you answer this one, Steve.
Yeah, that's a good question. 30 years I've been doing this. I mean, if you look over a 30-year period, annuities aren't going to outperform the stock market. We're not trying to. I think that's where, if you look at these fixed index products that have come out, years ago, they were to give a better interest opportunity for people in retirement. So when the market does well, they can do well without having the risk. And that's the perfect scenario for a retiree. I think one of the things that we've seen here in the last year or so, David and I have seen, is the accumulation of qualified assets. And if you look at the qualified assets, people are actually saving for their own retirement. And, we go out, and I know David had somebody, I think it was in Fairhope not too long ago, it says, well, I don't need income. Well, you have this asset sitting here. You saved for retirement. You saved it for income. Why not draw the income off of it? And I'll let you continue that conversation, David, of how you help that client.
Yeah. And I think it's pretty simple. And to make it simple for the client, make it simple, for the retirees out there, you've built your portfolio for your retirement income. That's the entire aspect of saving money, right? I'm saving money and plugging into my SEP IRA, right? To be able to live a life from when I don't work, to supplement my income, right? However much that is. So for people to say, well, I have all this money and I have assets when I want it and I don't need it, I'll take it out when that's not the whole goal, right? You got to go back to where your original goal was. Okay. Living on 40 grand a year and not doing everything that you want to do is not living the best retirement that you thought about 20 years ago. Right. So I'm sorry to break it to you, but when I retire, my goal is not to live off what I need. My goal is to live off what I want. That's why I'm saving the money that I am now, is to be able to live that retirement lifestyle that I want to live. So like Steve was saying, met a client, great guy, pilot. And he's, we sat down at his house and he said, hey, look, I don't know. I only need about 20, 30 grand extra a year. Neat. But I might go out and go to a couple, babe, talk to his wife. Do you want to travel a little bit? She's, of course. Yeah, let's travel a little bit. The wife always wants to. So we sat down and finally realized, hey, look, man, you've got $1.5 million in assets of just qualified funds. That's not your cash. It's not your checking. It's not your savings. It's not your money market. It's not your brokerage accounts. That is just qualified funds, right? Ended up putting $750,000 away. Next year, we'll give the guy close to $70,000 a year for the rest of his life. Okay.
Those are impressive numbers. And he was what, 65?
Yes. 65-year-old, and he's only going to, the crazy part is, Steve, he's probably only going to use about 40K of it. Right. But what we talked about was, in the end of the story was, look, if you don't use it, reinvest it. Right. The market's so high. He was worried about it. He said, the lumber market's pretty high right now. I said, well, wouldn't you love to buy more when it dropped? Yeah. If I had the assets to do that. Yeah. Well, guess what? If you got an extra $30,000 in and you know that it's a great time to buy, plug your money back in. Right. So you have the advantage. The company's going to give you this guaranteed income. It's actually right now, Steve, and you could say this with me. If anyone out there is looking at any guaranteed income, and you guys are in the retirement phase or looking to go into the retirement phase, you need to shop right now. Now. Well, rates are going down next month, Steve. There will be no more products like they are now. We've already seen them decrease a little bit, right? We're not going to have these by next year or the year.
Well, it goes hand in hand. It's kind of like when mortgage rates were so low, everybody should have refinanced. If they didn't refinance and they had a mortgage, they missed the boat. Right. This is the time. If you want the highest income opportunity, so if you're even 5, 6, 7 years from retirement, if you lock those rates in now, you're locking them in for 30 years. Yeah. If you're 40 years, you're locking them in for the rest of your life.
You're thinking about a lifetime opportunity. We call it a financial phenomenon. And people think it's a financial hurricane. It's not. It is a phenomenon. Right now, I speak in my seminars every time, and I tell retirees this. You have the opportunity like no one else had. You do.
It's been a long time.
I hope, Steve. Steve, not even a long time, because these fixed index annuities weren't there 30 years ago.
Right. And they didn't have the accumulation they have now plus the income. It's a perfect scenario.
The old annuity, you threw a purchase payment in and then you wouldn't see the rest. It would just be a payment, pay out for life, right? We've never seen what we have now ever in the history of the United States, ever. In the financial market, we've never seen it. There is no reason that if you have your mind on retiring or should retire and you are switching from that accumulation to distribution phase, right? So you're switching to taking money rather than making money. At any time in the next 3 to 5 years, that you should not be on the phone with a planner and figuring out how to plan your income down the road. There is no reason at all. Please give us a call. I mean, it is the easiest thing. Just sit down with us. It's completely free. Steve and I are two people that really go side by side on simplicity. We want to make it simple for you. But the only way we can do that, and the only way you can really understand your income strategies and your income goals is to be able to go over this stuff and understand how you can do it